All right. Let's clap it up. Clap it up. All right, all right. We was already fired up into it anyway. Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge under 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under commanding General Yohana. It's the ISUPK Baltimore. Tonight's class is we talking about propaganda. We talking about America and Israeli propaganda. You understand? We have suffered under both. You understand? And basically, what I was saying to you before, the reason why I tell people, and I'm so glad I came into this truth because Commanding General Yohana got me to understand that we are not African. I thought we were African for a long time. Now, by being in this truth, we have to really be careful. We don't look for reparations. If it does come, then it comes. But that's not something that we fighting for. You understand what I'm saying? But if we keep saying that we're African, what will happen? And I'm talking about as far as a reparation spectrum, right? What do you think will happen? We keep asking for reparations as being African. What? Huh? War wouldn't break out, but what America, and you have to think like our oppressor, right? We keep asking for reparations under an African flag or African rule. What'll happen is America will give reparations to Africa and tell you that you have to go now to Africa and get your reparations. What will happen then? You go to Africa, and Africa going to say what? Well, in order for you to get reparations from us, you're going to have to prove that you're at least 51% African. Now, what's going to happen is when you go and take that DNA or that 23andMe or that Ancestry.com, when you start taking that, America and Africa will get together and say, oh, I'm sorry, you're only 38%. Oh, I'm sorry, you're only 15%. You won't get that reparations. And then at the end of the day, what's going to happen? Reparations will be paid out. We won't be anything else. And we're still going to be slaves in America and abroad wherever we stay. You understand what I'm saying? If anything, what we need to claim is that we are the true biblical Jews from the Bible, and the Bible identifies us as that. You understand? Think about this. We are the only non-immigrants in America today. What do I mean by that? Every other people that are on this continent immigrated here. The North American Indians didn't. Remember, the Hispanics owned part of this. It was taken from them. We got brought here in the transatlantic slave trade. We are not immigrants. What are they trying to do today? Here's another piece of propaganda. What are they trying to do today? Change the transatlantic slave trade into the what? The transatlantic migration. If they change it to the transatlantic migration, what do you become? A migrant and an immigrant, meaning that you are no longer a non-immigrant, but you're an immigrant and came here willingly. You say that, and this is the reason why we have to get up under this truth, because this truth breaks away all propaganda. You understand? Now, back to what I was saying to you before on the back of that coin. That coin has e pluribus unum, describes an action, many translation the motto from many one. From many nations come one. All of those nations came together to create America. American propaganda is we are one big melting pot. You understand? When you stir something up, it all becomes one thing. You understand? I worked at Sweetheart Cup Company, and it's crazy, right? Because you can never mix something together and it becomes one thing. I worked at Sweetheart Cup Company, and I was in the paint department one time. You ever seen those McDonald's cups, that orange part on the McDonald's cups? Do you know what colors they put together to make that orange? They put red and yellow together, right? They mix red and yellow together and they spray it on the cup, and now you got orange. Well, if you look at that cup through a microscope, a real powerful microscope, you have red and yellow dots. The paint never really mixes. There is no such thing as mixed. Remember how we say, oh, he's mixed? What do we say in the UPK? You are the seed of your father. There's no such thing as mixing, another piece of propaganda that we fall into from America. You understand? We got to stop falling for the propaganda of America. And because we get so engulfed in America, because we get so caught up in America, we believe everything that America says. I was talking to my rib earlier today before I left out, before I came to class, right? Think about this. 1992. What happened in 1990? Was that the Dream Team 1992? Michael Jordan, Larry Bird, all of them? 91? It was one of them years. I know I went to McDonald's and got a lot of food from them little stickers and shit, right? You understand what I'm saying? But what did that Dream Team do to black people in America? Encourage them to what? You want it, encourage them to what? More than that. More than that. Encourage them to what? Anybody online? Somebody online. Is 92? What did that Dream Team do to blacks in America? More than that. You on it. Say that again. With who? What? It caused us to be great Americans. Caused us to lock into America. Listen, I remember jumping up screaming and say, America's #1. We the greatest. We the greatest. We are the greatest, knowing that America has never included us in anything. Go ahead.
We looking at, okay, we can't even see that they're black.
Right.
We just see the banner of USA.
There you go.
And because of the banner, that's the only thing we can identify it.
Right.
Because the team is US. The team ain't, we don't have a name. We don't have an identity. All we can identify is what they gave us.
Right.
And that's that USA, that real life thing. I get what you
Think about it. Think about it, right? Think about, and I want you to listen. Think about the Dream Team, right? What did Michael Jordan do with that flag? Draped it over himself. He draped himself. He covered himself with the fig leaves of America. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He covered himself with the fig. Listen.
Was he the first one that did that?
All of them did it. Charles Barkley, all the black players. I ain't worried about them other ones, because that's them. That's their thing. You understand what I'm saying? But all the black players covered themselves. You see, when they ran those races and they covered themselves, everybody covered themselves in the customs and culture of America. Everybody was encapsulated in America. Look at Michael Jordan today. And what has Michael Jordan done for us today? Ain't he a billionaire? Billionaire. You know what the most powerful propaganda today is? And I'm talking about 2023, 2024. What's that powerful propaganda? Black billionaire empowerment. We show all of these pictures of this is what black excellence looks like. And when you look at all of them people in that black excellence picture, none of them help black people. Think about it, right? Even down to Oprah Winfrey. She went to Africa to build a school. Not a school from Baltimore, where she was at in the 70s. Remember, Richard Sher, People Are Talking? Remember she was on there with him in the 70s? Then went to Chicago in the early 80s? Black excellence? It's no such thing as black excellence when you're living in the customs and culture of your oppressor. You understand? Everything is an illusion. Everything looks like, oh, this is it. It's not. You understand? Let's grab a scripture, Cap. I want to grab, let's do this. Let's go to Genesis chapter 3. And we're going to start at that third verse. Genesis chapter 3. And we're going to start at the third verse. Matter of fact, no, Cap, let's start at the top. Start at the top. Let's let the brother get to it. Eli? Got you. We got Brother Eli in here with us today. Let's clap it up for Brother Eli, because I done seen you check in online a couple of times. You checked in online before. Yeah, I seen him a couple of times. The brother finally made it to class. I'm glad to see you, you know? You know what I mean? Hey, listen, I was there before. Hey, listen, I ain't trying to get too far off. But I first came into the truth, right? I watched videos for 9 months. I heard General Muhammad say, well, you can watch all the videos you want, but if you don't come to class, you ain't in the truth. I said, oh. So I'm watching the video one day, and I seen it scroll down, and I seen they had a school in Baltimore, because I started to go up to New York. They had a school in Baltimore. I said, damn, I'm going to call the number. Ding. Call the number. Guess who answered the phone? My cat. My cat answered the phone. I said, hey, is this Baltimore? Is ISUPK Baltimore? He said, yeah. I said, y'all got class? Yeah. I said, well, I'm coming to class. He said, all right. I was like, oh, this nigga, he think I'm joking. Yo, I'm going to be there. Where y'all class at? You say, on, bang, got the class. Bam. You know what I mean? I was where you was. You understand? I was in your first step. I was in your second step right here in class. You know what I mean? Baby steps. But it's good to see you. You know what I mean? Because we all were in that same spot you in right now. You understand? Coming up under my captain, bam, I'm sitting here talking to you like he was talking to me. You know what I mean? It feel good. And it feel good knowing, I remember when I was the last man in, and I look back and I see the brothers behind me. But let's get back to class. All right, here we go. Let's go, Cat.
I got you. Genesis chapter 3, verse 3. But of the, no, you want to start at the top? I got you.
We're starting at the top, yeah.
Genesis chapter 3, verse 1. Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field.
Now check this out, right? When it's talking about the serpent, it's talking about our oppressor. You understand? And it's talking about the spirit of our oppressor. You understand? Our oppressor is the most subtle beast of the field. When it's speaking of beasts, it's talking about heathen nations. It's talking about these other nations. You understand what I'm saying? Now, being subtle, meaning being, you know what subtle means? To be cunning, to be slick, to be conniving, to be sneaky. Saying the serpent was more subtle. Being a serpent meaning a slick or sly individual. You understand? A lot of people, when they see that scripture, they think that it's I'm talking about an animal. It's not talking about an animal, but it's talking about a people. You understand? It's talking about a person. And it's talking about a person being more subtle or being more cunning than these other beasts of the field, being more cunning than these other nations. You understand? Go ahead, Cap.
Which the Most High had made. And he said unto the woman.
Say that again.
He said unto the woman.
One more time.
He said unto the woman.
Listen, check this out, right? And this is propaganda right here. Our oppressor knows he can't come to us face to face. So he takes the easy route. He goes around and he talks to the woman because he knows the woman can be easily influenced. You understand? And If a woman can be easily influenced and you're with that woman, what can happen to you? You can get influenced by who? There you go. You understand? These are the things that happen to us. These are the things that destroyed us. And a lot of our brothers, they get weak up under their women, and they become destroyed as that woman is destroyed. I mean, look at our families today. What are we missing in the families today? There you go. You understand? But a woman will tell you what? I'm the mother and the father. I can do this. Say that again? Hey, listen. We've all been there. You understand? This is not, listen, the scriptures tell us there's no new thing under the sun. You understand? It's a propaganda thing that we continue to go full circle in. You understand? And until we come back to these laws, statutes, and commandments, until we come back to these scriptures, we're going to continually go in the same loop. You understand? Go ahead, Cap.
Come. He said unto the woman, yea, as the Most High said, ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden.
Hey, listen. And this is what our oppressor does, right? He always throws a little bit of the truth before he hits you with that lie. You understand? And he goes to that woman because he knows if he influences that woman, if that man is weak, that man is going to fall with that woman. You understand what I'm saying? Go ahead, Cap.
Come. Verse 2, and the woman said unto the serpent, we may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden. Verse 3, but of the fruit of the tree, which is in the midst of the garden, Most High said, ye shall not eat of it, neither shall ye touch it, lest ye die.
You understand? We look at things. We look at life, right? And we always look at life through a glass of what we can't have as opposed to what we can have. You understand? When we can have that one thing that we can't have, we always magnify it. You know, well, why can't I? You understand? This is how women think. This is the reason why the Most High has order. You understand? This is the reason why there's the Most High, there's Christ, there's man, and then there's woman. It has to be order. The Most High put us over the woman because women think rationally. They don't think, what am I saying, sir? Did I say that wrong? We think we are rational, they are emotional. That's what I meant. We think rationally. This is the reason why the Most High put us over the woman because Salaki.
They call it toxic.
And they call it toxic. You understand? And
Can I add
this
this?
is a heavy propaganda class today because that's propaganda right there. Go ahead, sir.
If I could just add, like, sometimes, of course, we all know in this world as men, right?
Right.
As a leader and the head of a household, you got to make tough decisions.
Right.
And tough decisions is looked at as cruel.
Right.
You know, putting your foot down on something is looked at as cruel. It's not looked at as I'm protecting you.
Right.
It's looked at as, oh, why can't you let me do what I want to do? Listen, you can't dress like that. That's not a good, you're not representing product.
Right.
They don't understand and comprehend that's protection. They look at it as toxic.
Right.
And then not only that, that serpent is going to teach you what? Man, he's not trying to let you have fun.
Right.
You come over here and party with us. That's what a serpent would do. A snake would do.
Right.
But being a protector and being the head of a household and being strong and strengthening up, you'd be like, no, this is how it's going to go.
Right.
Oh, he's so toxic. Why he's so like this? And he's a man.
He's a man.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
That's all it is.
See, and think about it, right? And I'm gonna give an example. Think about Dwayne Wade and his son. Dwayne Wade following his wife, saying, let him do what he wants. Let him be him. Think about this, right? how does a 10-year-old or a 9-year-old know his sexuality? You understand? And listen, he's so destroyed, right? That the partner that he got was a girl that thinks she's a boy. So doesn't that make him a heterosexual? He's not really, you know,
They don't even know what he wants for dinner.
exactly. You know what I mean? He's still doing the same thing, but he just got on girl clothes. But these are the things that happen when we fall into the propaganda of America and fall out of the Most High's order. You understand? Then you get families like that. Think about this, right? And I know everybody saw it on the internet. How does a children party turn out into a adult party right in the middle of the children's party? You see all those sisters twerking? This is propaganda because why? I can do what I want. You understand? I can raise my. Wait a minute. What about the sister that was twerking in the line with all three of her sons, and the last son started booty clapping his butt? This is what happens when we out of order, and this is what happens when we follow the propaganda of America. This is how destroyed we are. You understand? When the man is not there. You understand?
It's a little off track though.
Go ahead.
The baptism, is that real?
The baptism? What is the baptism?
Like people say you gotta be baptized in the spirit. We call them Yahashua.
Yahweh. What type of baptism are they talking about? A water baptism? Water baptism has been done. The water baptism was done when John the Baptist baptized Christ. Christ baptized with fire. What is the fire? Exactly. He said, one is coming after me that will baptize with fire. Right? So this is the fire right here. These scriptures, this word right here, this is the truth. This is the fire. How are you baptized in the fire? You follow those laws, statutes, and commandments. Go ahead, sir.
If you got thousands of classes on that one, can I just add one thing?
Add, sir.
Brother said, brother came up to Paul and he was like, listen, Paul said, I think it was Paul, yeah, one of them.
Right.
He said,
I know what you're great. Yeah.
he said, I said, well, I gotta get, remind me after class, I'm going to the war. He said, until you I will be back. He said, unto John. He said, okay, and I'm paraphrasing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, when we talk about the Bible, try not to get theatrical.
Right.
Look at it as like regular niggas, excuse the lingo, I know TikTok be tripping up there. But,
Right.
you know what I mean? Brothers, ain't no truth. Yeah, we in the truth. You gotta think about like, yeah, we in the truth too. Yeah, how you learn about the truth? You're like, yeah, John the Baptist, what have you.
Right.
Brother like, nah, man, we got this other brother over here, Christ Jesus, this is how you do it. And paraphrasing, scripture said this, when they heard this, they didn't baptize. Baptism now, today, especially after Christ, is something you hear, something you learn to change.
Right.
John's baptism was of water. This baptism is of being taught, being cleansed by the word. Cleansing by the word, that's in the scriptures.
That confirmation. Cause look, I had some people on my block say, man, your life changed. What you been doing? I said, I've been in the word. And then I read the scripture about cleansing the word. What you just said.
This is,
Hey,
but I'm gonna take it away.
no. Go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
Please,
Go ahead.
stop.
No. The only thing I was going to say, right? Think about this, right? You ever been to a wedding? You ever been to a what they call that thing? What they call that thing before when a wedding rehearsal? That John baptism was the wedding rehearsal, but Christ is the real wedding. You understand what I'm saying? That John baptism was a look. This is to get us warmed up. You understand? This is not the real thing. This is just a test lap. But the real thing is about to happen when he come. You understand what I'm saying? So that's what that is right there. So when you hear that word, what do you do when you hear it? You follow it. You do it. If you find out you're doing something wrong and then you hear that word, you change and you do the right thing. You understand?
The way that scripture
Who?
Tower shot.
Who's that?
So, well, he might be in, he wearing a purple shirt.
Oh, no,
Oh, no.
no. That's our enemy.
Wow.
Yeah, that's,
We ain't UPK, he's an enemy.
yeah, yeah.
Straight
Yeah.
up, listen, I know it sounds cruel. Hold on. I know it sounds
Toxic. It sounds toxic, right? But
That's a little protection.
listen. Yeah, I ain't gonna get into that, but you go ahead, sir. You gonna you want me to read that?
Let me get it.
But like we were saying, America, we so destroyed because we follow the propaganda of America. We let America veer us off. Think about this too, right? Let's just go back to let's go back to the 2000s, right? And I'm just going something simple. It was, you had to really, when you went into a restaurant or a fast food joint, you had to request bacon, and bacon wasn't on everything, right? And now when you go in there, bacon is on everything. They damn near putting bacon in milkshakes. You understand what I'm saying? Bacon is in every. Listen, I used to, when I was in the world, sir, I used to do that. It tastes good. It tastes good. You know what I mean? It tastes good. But, Salaki, it tastes good back then. I don't do that now. You understand what I'm saying? But as time going on, we get caught up in America's propaganda that we begin to feed on everything. That's why we finding out that they damn near. Listen, I used to eat. I ain't getting too far off, but I used to eat the Stouffer's meatloaf. Used to be 100% ground beef. Went in there about 2 weeks ago, picked up the package. It got pork mixed in with it now. It's nothing is damn near nothing is 100% beef no more. You gotta literally make your own. You understand what I'm saying? Nothing. My rib, we was in there like, oh wow, you know, because I started to pick it up. It's a quick meal. Make some rice and bam, gravy, bam, and it's good. You know what I mean? Can't do that no more. You know what I mean? But this pork is the new white meat. You know, we fell for that back in the early 2000s. That's when all of that started. Pork, the new white meat. And we falling for it. Bacon is on everything now. They know how to destroy us. They know how to keep us away from the Most High. Everything that we doing, even with this LGBTQ, you got to respect them, but they don't have to respect you. You understand what I'm saying? You have to accept them, but they don't have to accept you. You understand what I'm saying? Everything about America is topsy-turvy. Everything about America is propaganda, all the way down to the symbolism on the monetary system and everything like that. You understand what I'm saying? Everything about America is propaganda, you know? You got that, Cap? I'm going to keep going, you know what I mean?
Because I don't want to take this from the topic. You know, Acts 19:1 real quick.
Acts 19:1. Okay. Acts chapter 19, verse 1. And it came to pass that while Apollos was at
Hold on, not that. Hold on, not that. 11 to 16.
11 and 16, okay.
Chapter that?
Yeah.
Verse 16. Got you. Let me know when you're ready.
Go ahead.
Acts chapter 11, verse 16. Then remembered I the word of the Lord, how that he said, John indeed baptized with water.
He indeed baptized with water. Like, ain't nobody taking that away from John. Like the Christian church and other religious organizations are following after John the Baptist rather than Christ. Go ahead.
But ye shall be baptized with the Holy Spirit.
Meaning, but, like, you gotta break down, but means instead of water. No more water. But, not water anymore.
But.
Now there's something else gonna be handed down to you rather than water. That Holy Spirit, you being taught. You being taught how to be right. You being taught how to be right. And there's many other precepts
You need me to read again?
John 17 and 17. I don't want to go all the way into it, though.
Okay, I got you. John 17 and 17.
Um,
John chapter 17, verse 17. Sanctify them.
what does it mean to sanctify?
Set apart.
Set apart, that's one. On top.
Just, I was going to say to set apart,
That's true.
but to,
Sanctify is to also means to cleanse.
okay,
This is just another word for what?
I missed that out.
What's the topic?
It's to change that mindset,
Purify.
purify.
Cleanse.
Right.
Purify. That's what you want to keep in mind here. Go ahead.
Sanctify them through thy truth,
No, with water.
through thy truth,
No, with a shower.
through thy truth.
Go ahead.
Thy word is truth.
Thy word is truth. And all throughout the scriptures, you'll realize after John, the word is not anyway. I give you two more, then we're going to get on with the topic already. John 15:3. But there's many more than these two more.
John chapter 15, verse 3.
Go ahead.
Now ye are clean.
You are what?
Now ye are clean
That's how you baptize. Go ahead.
through the word,
No, with water.
through the word,
Go ahead.
which I have spoken unto you.
That's how you get clean. That's how you get baptized. You understand? I give you one more, and then I give you some more after class. But I want to get to the topic with everything that's going on, right?
Con.
Let's get Matthew's 3 and 11.
Let me know, babe. Sir.
Okay.
Matthew chapter 3, verse 11. I indeed baptize you with water.
Now, this is John talking. It's coming out the horse's mouth, right?
Right.
He said, listen, this how we're doing it here. It's something else going to go down in the future. Go ahead.
Unto repentance.
That's the what?
Unto repentance.
Unto repentance. Go ahead. Now, this is what the church did. All right, John did it this way. We're gonna do it this way. Go ahead.
But he that cometh after me,
Who came after John the Baptist? Christ, Yahweh. So is the church following Christ or are they still following John the Baptist? Even John the Baptist telling you like, yo, chill. Hey, something after me, he got to have. Go ahead.
but he that cometh after me is mightier than I,
Mightier than I. Go ahead.
whose shoes I am not worthy to bear.
Go ahead.
He shall baptize you with the Holy Spirit,
The what? No, with water.
with the Holy Spirit,
Go ahead.
and with fire.
And with fire. Meaning, hey, listen. In one breath he said what? Indeed, he said, indeed I baptize you in water. Something else going to happen after this. This is going to cease.
But, it's when he used that but he that cometh after me is mightier than I.
That word, but even that simple word, but means ceases everything prior. Also means instead of. It's a synonym for all of those things, you understand? With, but no, that's it on that.
That was it on that?
But
Okay.
I'll give you some, cause I wanna get into the topic.
Hey, check this out, right? I gotta, we got the article. I gotta, let me go back. All right? Here we go.
What's the title?
Well, it was the thing that we was talking about earlier about the consul, Israeli consul. Consul. Talks about, oh, you want me to give you specifically what it says?
Just the headline.
Israeli consul officially says black American youth are a threat. You see Quora? Why did the European Zionist Judah Varney Shore, Israeli consul general, say the major problem with Israel is with the young generation of black communities. You understand?
From over in Israel.
Over in Israel and abroad. Talking about black youth everywhere. You understand? Listen, what's that? Let me make sure I'm reading the right thing. Baruch chapter 2, verse 30. For I knew that they would not hear me because it is a stiff-necked people, but in their land of captivity they shall remember themselves. Listen, these Israelis say that these black youth are a problem because when they hearing the ISUPK Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, our old people aren't really hearing because the older people are set in their ways. You understand what I'm saying? But youth, what do we always say about children? Children tend to soak up things. Children tend to hear things. Sometimes we think they're not hearing stuff until we hear them blurt out the things that we talk about. Well, we get on these corners, whether it be in the UK, whether it be over in Israel, whether it be right here in America, the youth are hearing us. You understand? And the youth are standing up. You understand? The youth are questioning the validity of these people who say who they are not. You understand what I'm saying? Think about something like this. You remember that movie Roots? You remember on Roots, you remember Fiddler? Remember Lou Gossett played that character Fiddler? What did Fiddler tell Kunta? Don't mess nothing up. Don't change nothing. Don't do nothing that's going to mess it up for me. You understand what I'm saying? I got a comfortable life right here. I like what I'm doing. I like how my life is. You understand what I'm saying? Well, that's how a lot of our older people, that's how a lot of our people who are in black faces in high places. We got a lot of black faces in high places, but that's propaganda. We got those people in those places, but they comfortable how they are. They don't want to help us escape. They don't want to help us make a better life for ourselves because they're comfortable in themselves. Remember the character that Samuel L. Jackson played in Django? Remember that? Remember how comfortable he was where he was until the end of the movie came? You understand what I'm saying? Well, that's how a lot of our leadership is. A lot of those black faces in high places are propaganda. What do the people say to us? They say, well, if they can do it, then so can you. That's the propaganda. So what do your parents tell you? Well, you got to work twice as hard. No, you just work. And we come together. Cap Saparia talked about it earlier. Was that Acts chapter 3, verse 15 or something like that? Peter came together and they brought everything, put it at the feet of Peter, and they brought what they had and they came together. Listen, Zephaniah 2:1 says it all. Gather yourself together, you gather together. O nation not desired. We got to understand that we are a nation of people that are not desired. The reason why we in the condition that we in, because we don't come together. You understand? We talked about it before you got here. We say the kingdom of heaven is at hand. We got the power to change our condition. We talked about that earlier before you came. You understand? And that's what a lot of us don't understand. If we come together, we can change our condition. You understand what I'm saying? So that's a lot of the propaganda that we see. And just like this thing with Israel, all of this stuff that's breaking out on all of these campuses. You understand? And every time you look at some of these things that are happening on these campuses, we see our people involved. Why are we involved? These things have nothing to do with us. This is a lot of propaganda that we need to step away from and let them beat up on each other. Let them destroy each other. But we always find ourselves in the middle of everything. You understand? As opposed to we come together with them, but we don't come together with ourselves when the things happen to us. You understand? No, I didn't even know it was that many Palestinians in America until that stuff started breaking out. You understand what I'm saying? And that goes to show you, why should you be with them when they are not with you? You understand? Gather yourself together. O nation not desired. You understand? We talked about it. You understand? That Genesis chapter 3, these are the things that happen when we fall out of order. When you fall out of order, you begin to fall into the customs and cultures of these other nations. That's the reason why we got so many of our brothers and sisters into Islam and Christianity and different things like that. All of those things are propaganda. You understand? When you fall up under Islam, you fall up under the Arabs. You become a slave of the Arabs. You understand? When you fall into Christianity, you fall into the hands of your oppressor. We already in the hands of our oppressor. Why would we fall into Christianity? You understand? These things are propaganda. These things are to make us think there is a way out. It is a way out, but not through those things. You understand? Got something, sir? Okay. Let's drop. And we're going to go Proverbs 29:18. Proverbs chapter 29, verse 18. My finger's moving slow today. All right.
Proverbs chapter 29,
And we talked about this earlier.
verse 18. Where there is no vision, the people perish.
Hey, listen, where there's no vision, the people perish. When we looking at the vision, we looking at the world through the eyes of our oppressor. We believe, just like we said earlier, we get so engulfed in the customs and cultures of America, we fall into, yeah. First off, Salakia, sir, if I may, can we drop that for a minute? I really wanted to go into, let's see what propaganda is first. Let's look up the word propaganda. That's what I meant to do. Salakia, sir. I'm out of order. We got caught up. I got a little caught up. Propaganda. Propaganda definition. You want me to read it, sir? I can read it? Okay, thank you. I read it. Propaganda. Dissemination of information, facts, arguments, rumors, half-truth, or lies. You heard that? Or lies. To influence public opinion. This is what propaganda is. To influence public opinion. It's often conveyed through mass media. Now, I brought that up for a particular reason.
So-called fake news.
So-called fake news, but not only that, sir, what happened, I believe it was the day before yesterday, the so-called Israelis shut down Al Jazeera. That's their television station for the Palestinians. They give the news of what's going on within Israel, especially what's going on with the war in Gaza. Because so much information, the information that was getting out was how many Palestinians were really being murdered. Salakia. Unalive. Salakia. Unalive. The information was getting out. So what the Israelis did was they went in and they sacked the radio station and shut down the whole radio station, took all the equipment from reporters, not to mention they unalived 2 reporters. Propaganda. Exactly. And this is propaganda, because now the only information that's coming out is the information that the Israelis allowed to come out. This is propaganda in its purest form. It's the same thing that happens in America. You understand what I'm saying? America's news only lets out what's allowed to be let out. They shut down the Wi-Fi in Israel so that no news could be let out. or nothing that they didn't want to be let out, let out.
Early on in the war, they cut off like the cell phone service.
Yeah, early on, exactly, because
Everything is being recorded, everything is being documented.
exactly, and when you're, what did Captain Tazariak say? Captain Tazariak say, when you control the narrative, you control the war. You understand what I'm saying? You control what gets out. You control who is sympathetic towards who. Go ahead, sir.
I could, I don't want to lose it. That's why this TikTok ban is so important now.
Right.
It's really not about,
China.
it's not about China.
Right.
It's about information.
Information.
It's so easy to share information about the war over there.
Yep.
And spread it throughout the world. That's why it's important for you to share something like that.
Right.
It's not about money, not about Facebook, it's not about any of those other conspiracies.
Right.
It's about information being shared.
Right.
That's it.
And again, that shutting down of TikTok is propaganda in its purest form. Propaganda is being in control of what you think and what you say. If you know something but can't get it out, that's propaganda controlling. You understand what I'm saying? If you want to tell somebody something but have no means of telling them, that's propaganda in its purest form. You understand? Go ahead.
So Israel not over there.
Say that again.
That's not really Israel.
Salat, yes, sir.
Talking about the people of the land. No, the people, they biblical name is Amalek.
Right.
They not the real Jews.
The Edomites.
Yes, they are Edomites, but they're like a sector of the Edomites. There's other subdivisions of Edomites. You got Kittim, you got Ashkenaz, you got many subdivisions of the Edomites, but all as a whole, they are Edomites. But this particular division of Edomites, their name is Amalek in the Bible.
So we found out, well, we find out about the propaganda in Israel. We find out about how they shut down certain things so that information doesn't get out. You understand? Well, it's the same thing that happens to us in America. This is the reason why America and Israel are linked. You understand? Hip to hip. You understand? Because they're doing the same thing. We could care one way or the other. We are not on the side of Israel or the Palestinians, but we do care about our people that are here and abroad. We care about our brothers and sisters that are in those Caribbean islands, in the UK, in different places around the world. You understand? The Palestinian thing has nothing to do with us. We should not be involved in any of that. All of these protests that are breaking out at all of these colleges, we should not be involved. You should not see a black face at all. You understand what I'm saying? We should be concerned of what's going on in our own house. That other stuff is propaganda. That has nothing to do with us. You understand?
Y'all teaching knowledge.
Teaching knowledge. This truth is knowledge. Anything that is in that Bible is knowledge. You understand? But it has to be properly assimilated. You understand? And you're not going to get the proper understanding unless you're right here in this truth, in this ISUPK, Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, under Commanding General Yohana. This is the only place you're going to get the truth. You understand? Now, another thing that I want to understand, because think about this, and I asked this question, right? And like I said, we could care one way or another. They said at the beginning of that war that 1,200 Israelis were unalived?
Children.
No. I'm talking about the Israelis.
Oh, no, it was less than that. It was like
I thought you said 1,200.
less than 100 something in that first initial attack.
Yeah.
No, I think it was less.
So you mean to tell me I heard propaganda today?
He probably did.
Yeah, I can't believe it.
But no, it's so much.
But
Because of the propaganda.
But
It's hard.
let's give them the 1,200.
Okay.
We're gonna give them the 1,200, right?
1,200 versus 12,000 children.
That's just children.
That's what I'm saying.
You understand? And Salakia, sir, if I may, the number was up to 13,000 today, children. So you mean to tell me
That's a war crime.
I'm getting to that. Getting to that, right? We talked about that earlier. But you mean to tell me 1,200 people are worth more than 13,000 just babies, children? 13,000? That's a war crime. Just like you said, sir, it's a lot. That's a war crime. Now, getting with that, I got genocide. We're going to pull that up, right? The meaning of genocide, the deliberate and systematic destruction of a group of people because of their ethnicity, nationality, religion, or race. Transatlantic slave trade, 99 million of our brothers and sisters were unalive in the transatlantic slave trade. 77 million of our brothers and sisters along that Hispanic border, right? Native American Indians, Slovakia, 77 million Native American. 55 of the Hispanic, 55 million Hispanics. Not to mention, we still being unalive to this day. So the numbers are higher than that. You understand what I'm saying? That's genocide. That's genocide. Because of who we are, ethnically, nationality, and race. When is the last time you seen a African unalived in a traffic stop? When is the last time you seen a European unalived in a traffic stop? And I'm talking about one that didn't pull a gun on an officer and begin to fire at him. You understand what I'm saying? Unarmed. How about an Ethiopian? How about an East Indian? How about an Asian? Listen, ain't America at war with China? Don't the Asians own all our corner stores? You mean to tell me ain't none of them been mistakenly unalive? See, we got to understand who we are. And because of America, America has wiped the slate of our minds clean. Go ahead, sir.
The whole earth stopped when they dragged out them Asians on that planet.
Oh my gosh. And he got paid. He got paid. How many times have we been dragged out of our cars and had the hell beat out of us? I'm not going to go into our brothers and sisters that are unalive because, you know, of course they unalive. But we have brothers and sisters that have lived through it and still got no restitution. But one Asian got dragged off a plane. He got paid. Listen, 2 weeks after 6 Asians got hurt, they got a whole Asian hate law. Not an act. You understand? Not something that we thinking about going into the works.
A movement.
Yeah, not a movement, but he actually got a law. A law. And we've been here for over 500 years and can't even get a civil rights bill. What's a bill? What's a bill? Listen, a bill is something they put into your hand and say, "This, you owe us." That's a bill. They have a law. You got a bill. They got paid and you owe. You understand what I'm saying? A propaganda of America being one big melting pot is a lie. Go ahead. Listen. Right. How God feels about them. You understand what I'm saying? It's not how we feel. It's about how God feels about them. And we feel the same way God feels about them. Whatever that book says how God feels about them. You understand? Listen. We go to work every day under them. You understand what I'm saying? You say, thank you. I appreciate it. You understand what I'm saying? We don't go out disrespecting anybody. You understand? Go ahead, sir.
You know, it ain't that personal. You know what I'm saying? I'm cordial with of course, anybody
Right.
these days. I ain't got nothing personal against them, but I know in the future, they gonna have to pay for what they forefathers did.
Can we go to that?
And listen, please, you got it. And it ain't nothing personal. And like a lot of pastors, oh man, I hate these folks here. Listen, we are professionals. We ain't no regular jakes out here, you know what I'm saying, because of what they did. I'm gonna go try to take vengeance. That ain't the case. We cordial, we understand, we wise enough how to operate in this society. You understand, and we ain't white folk, listen, that ain't the case. You white folk hate us, and the answer is yes.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Nobody asked that question. We don't commit no crime to anybody. So in that case, what that means, we don't hate nobody. But do they commit crimes against us? Do they commit crimes when they, lock us for certain rights and certain things? That's religious, what is it called? I forget what the law is called. You can't block certain, grants and certain opportunities because of a person's
It's religious rights.
religious right. They blocking us, you got religious right. That's hate.
Right.
That's an active notion to hate somebody because they're religion or their race. But do we hate them? No, we don't even have the power to hate. We don't have the power to be racist.
What is that? What is a racist? What is a racist?
Don't like the race.
No. A racist is a person who has the power to change or control the condition where you live or what you do. That's a race. We don't have that kind of power. We don't have the power to put our oppressor in projects. We don't have the power to evict our oppressor off of his own land. You understand? That's a racist. A racist is a person who has the power to change your condition at his will. You understand? Based off of your race. You understand?
And now all we saying is, listen, I don't like what you did to me.
Right.
They say because I don't like what you did to me, that's racist. Rather than putting the North American Indians on reservations, that's not racist. It's the same terminology being used. I don't mean to take away from you.
No, you good, sir.
I'm gonna speak so they can hear. It's the same terminology being used in his topic tonight. Those protesters, you know what they're calling them? Anti-Semitic, violent, all these types of bywords. Why? Because you're going against one of their brothers.
Right.
We mentioned earlier is of the subdivisions of Edomite. You got different tribes right here. You see on the board right here? This is the lost 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. They got tribes of their own. They got dukes of their own. If we hate the white man, how do we feel about white people? Question is, how do they feel about us? How do they treat us? How do we get this condition?
Right.
We didn't put them in no type of condition. We didn't put them in housing. We didn't give them crack. We didn't give them heroin. We didn't give them, we didn't force alcoholism into the community. We didn't introduce abortion. We didn't do nothing to them but serve them. Do we hate white people? No. We hate their crimes of the white people.
We hate what they have done to us. Let me ask you a question, right? Think about this. Let's think about in Germany in 1945. What happened to the so-called Jewish man? He was being oppressed, right? And what did they do? I'm saying, what did they do? They changed the condition of the so-called Jewish man. First off, they went in and saved him. They brought him out of that condition and put him into a condition conducive to him being safe. They gave them a land. You understand? Not only that, they took the nation of people who were,
Occupied.
no, I'm talking about the Germans. They took that nation of people and made them pay restitution. And they're still paying restitution to this day. That even America's paying it. Now, that Holocaust lasted how many years? 6 years? 6 years, right? Our Holocaust lasts for how long? There you go. It's still happening. You understand? Over 500 years of Holocaust. Nobody has paid us restitution. Nobody has come and saved us and put us in a condition conducive to us being safe, right? They didn't put us in a position to feel comfortable. And nobody is giving us a welfare check every year. You understand? We got to understand who we are. We are a nation of people that are not desired. But we got 12 tribes on this board that we can look forward to. We got 12 tribes that we can come together with. You understand? We have what we need. We have everything that we need. We just don't understand it because of the propaganda of America. Because America has screwed us up so bad. You understand? We feel like we can't live without America. Listen, how can you be a people that feel like you can't police yourself? How do we feel like that? You understand? We've been destroyed as a people. But this truth has fallen back into the earth so much so that now our people are waking up. Our people are waking up, and now people are concerned about the things that they're hearing now. We are the true biblical Jews of the Bible. We have been identified in that Bible. Not the oppressor, not the so-called, but we have been described in that Bible. And now what's happening is they're putting out propaganda on that now. I saw something the other day where a so-called small hat was saying, oh, they try to use that Deuteronomy 28 to try to identify. But think about it. Deuteronomy 28 doesn't even describe them. Who else does it describe? Let me ask a question. Were they ever in slavery? Never in slavery.
I know in one part of the Bible, there was a group that took part of somebody's heel because they studied Hebrew or something, and then they became a nation.
Is he talking about he took his heel. He held, yeah, Israel. Yeah. Jacob and Esau. That was at the, he took hold of his heel. Oh, is he talking about heel. Yeah, as they were born in Genesis.
It was some tribe that studied Hebrew. This ain't the King James. And the other people came and they saw how good it was. They took. It might have been. I could have healed. Might be.
You might be paraphrasing it wrong.
Yeah.
But the hill, that's from Jacob, but the tribes paint different nations.
Right.
The tribes is
This is one nation. We just got different families.
excuse me.
Just like you got our oppressor has different, families within his nation. You understand? That's the same as us. This is one nation, but we just have different families. Just like you might got a sister and a brother and they got their own family, but y'all still one family of people. You know what I mean? I want to grab this scripture. I want to grab Psalms chapter 58. Psalms chapter 58, verses 3 and 4. You understand? And because of the propaganda, we are destroyed. You understand? And we tend to listen to our oppressor, and we tend to believe in our oppressor. This is the reason why we keep going out and voting every year. Every year, listen. Every time we turn around and something happens, what do? We march. what has marching gotten us? We've been marching in place since the 60s, since the 50s. Think about it, right? 1954, the Alabama bus boycott. You understand? It got us on the bus, but now we've been so destroyed, we sit at the back of the bus anyway. You understand? Propaganda is a hell of a tool, is a hell of a drug. You understand? Because we believe in it wholeheartedly. You understand? Civil rights movement. What did the civil rights movement get us? It got all of our stores taken. It got all of our schools taken. It got all of our department stores taken. It got all of our restaurants taken. It got all of our movie theaters taken. We lost everything in the civil rights movement. Why? Believing in our oppressor. Think about this, right? We always think about Martin Luther King, James Farmer, what's his name? Roy Wilkins. What's his name? Roy Wilkins? Something like that, the Big Six in the civil rights movement, Martin Luther King and the Big Six, right? But at the top of the Big Six, it was four oppressors over top of them, telling them everything to do. You understand? They got $1.5 million for that march to split between the Big Six, $250,000 apiece. In today's money, that probably would be like $12 million. They lived like kings at the expense of us. You understand what I'm saying? Because we got nothing from that civil rights movement, which was more propaganda. If we can't name one thing that benefited us from the civil rights movement, but the so-called Asians can. The East Indians can. The Africans can. The Arabs can. Think about this, right? Is it just by happenstance that all of the Dunkin' Donuts are owned by East Indians? That's not something that seems strange to you? That all of our chicken spots are owned by Arabs? That's not strange? That all of the corner stores that we had are now owned by Asians? That's not, this is propaganda at its peak. Because certain things happen to us and we don't even notice it. We walk right in and give them all our money and walk right out. The Asians own every corner store in our neighborhood, and they go right back to Potomac, Maryland, and live like kings. Take all of the money. That's why all of the money, this is the reason why we say America is run by us. Every nationality of people that come over here step right over us and take our money. Don't worry, the Ukraine's gonna be over here soon. You understand? Them Palestinians, you think a lot of them over here now, wait till this war is over. Watch how many gonna be over here. You understand?
So we're in the end time right now.
Who?
End time?
We in the end times. We definitely in the end times. You understand? But we got to know what to do in the end times. We got to follow these laws, statutes, and commandments. We got to get up under the Most High. You understand? Or we going to fall with our oppressor and the heathen nations. You know? We're going to be destroyed right along with them. We got that? Psalms 58, chapter 3 and 4. It's a lot. Yes, sir. You want the brother to read?
Sure.
Yeah. Gotcha. Go ahead. Psalms chapter 58, verses 3 and 4.
The wicked are estranged from the womb.
Say that again.
The wicked are estranged from the womb.
Listen, it says the wicked are estranged from the womb. What does that mean?
They had birth and they wicked people.
They wicked from the womb. They come out, they're evil. You understand? Think about this, right? We always look for the goodness in our oppressor, but we never see it. You understand? We can be made a promise by the weakest oppressor. but the other oppressor will come past and continually stomp us out. We put our faith in anything that sounds good. Listen, it says right here, the wicked are estranged from the womb. Listen, they come out evil. They come out evil. It's no mistake about it. Think about it. If they didn't come out evil, we wouldn't be under the oppression that we are in right now. You understand? Somebody would do something for us, but they don't. You understand? Go ahead. Still in verse 3.
The wicked are estranged from the womb, they go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies.
So look at that right there. It says they go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. When have we ever heard the oppressor give us a truth? You understand? If you vote for me, I'm going to do this for you as black people. We ain't see nothing. You understand? They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. They lie to us at every turn. Think about it, right? We have never benefited from a president that has been president yet. Think about Abraham Lincoln said what? If I could keep the Union together without freeing the slaves, I would. He could care less about the slaves. Now, everybody praises Abraham Lincoln. The propaganda is so heavy, you can hear that letter and still believe Abraham Lincoln loved black people. Abraham Lincoln hated black people just like all oppressors hate black people. Abraham Lincoln had slaves too. Why would he free his slaves and then he got to do menial labor? Why would he do that? Doesn't make sense. You understand? We believe everything that the oppressor tells us. We want to believe that the oppressor loves us. He loves us so much he freed us. What does it mean to be emancipated? What does it mean to be emancipated? This is another piece of propaganda. What does it mean to be emancipated? To be emancipated means to be taken from being private property and being made into state property. You understand? That's what it means to be. Have you ever seen a child being emancipated? A child being emancipated from its parent means that you are no longer the property of your parent, but now you are property of the state. You ever heard somebody say, now you are property of the state? When they lock you up, they say, now you are the property of the state? That's being emancipated. You understand? The Emancipation Proclamation was turning you from private property. We're going to take you out of the hands of the private industry, and we're going to put you in the hands of the state. That's what it means to be emancipated. See, they write so much stuff down, and they show it to us, and we don't understand. That's propaganda. You understand what I'm saying? We don't understand that everything that they do that looks like they're doing it for us is always to be against us. America has never done anything to help us. You understand what I'm saying? Nobody can name anything that America has truly done to help us so-called blacks, Hispanics, and natives in America. Think about this, right? The so-called Native American Indians made 177 peace treaties with the oppressor, and the oppressor broke all 177 of them. And as a matter of fact, CNN just said last year that they're still breaking those peace treaties to this day. They're trying to run pipelines through Native American reservation lands now, spilling oil into their water reserves. Our oppressor could care less. You understand what I'm saying? That's propaganda at its finest. You understand? This is the reason why we got to help our own people. This is the reason why we got to come together. You understand? We are the destroyed ones. You understand? Think about this, right? Where we at? Go ahead, finish reading that.
58:4. Their poison is like the poison of the serpent.
Say that again.
Their poison
It says their poison is like the poison of a serpent. When a serpent hits you, bop, what happens? You feel that initial sting. And the next thing you know, you run and think you're getting away, and then all of a sudden you drop dead. Their poison is like the poison of a serpent. The things that he do today are going to affect you down the line. You think you got away, and then you get hit down the line. You understand what I'm saying? Sending our brothers away into Vietnam, into the Vietnam War. You went into the Vietnam War. If you were so-called black, Hispanic, or Native, you got put on the front lines first. You think you're doing something good here, but your end is right there. You understand what I'm saying? The things that they do have never benefited us. We believe if we indoctrinate or we push ourselves into American customs and culture, that they're going to love us more. If we put that flag on, if we drape ourselves in the American flag, if we drape ourselves in the national anthem, if we drape ourselves in the love of the dream team in America, they're going to love us more. They hate you even more. You think they like Michael Jordan? They hate him. They love his money. They love it when he gives them their money, his money, but they hate him. You understand? So if they're going to hate me, why not just hate me? I'm not going to give you my money. You know what I mean? Why not help your people? You understand? Why not help your people? It's all to it, you know? It says their poison is like the poison of a serpent. Go ahead.
They are like the deaf adder that stoppeth her ear.
They're like the deaf adder that stoppeth her ear. Listen, a snake, if a snake is about to bite you, they don't hear you screaming. You understand? They ain't going to hear none of that. They don't want to hear none of that. They just going to hit you, and that's it. You understand? When our oppressor, I didn't do it, and they still beat the hell out of you. That's that deaf adder. He don't hear none of that. That's not what he want to hear. He want to taste blood. You understand? And because he wants to taste blood, this is the reason why we need not be around him. We so destroyed, we'll send our children into an all-oppressor school and let them get abused. Let them be abused. Pay money, private school, pay money so that your child can be abused and be destroyed and turn into a Ben Carson. Hate black people. Turn into a, what's his name, Clarence Thomas. Hate black people. So much so that you marry an oppressor. You know what I mean? We destroyed as a people. Destroy. We take on the oppressor's customs and culture. We see life through the eyes of the oppressor. You understand? What's that other sister that just got onto the Supreme Court? Black sister just got onto the Supreme Court. Yeah, married to an oppressor. You understand? She doesn't see the eyes through her people. She sees, yeah. Who? What? She not us.
No, I'm saying she married to an oppressor.
But she's supposed to be, because her father is an oppressor.
Oh, okay.
You understand? She married the right people. She not us. You understand what I'm saying? And that's another thing, right? We get so caught up, and that's, I'm not saying this with you, but we get caught up in the appearance of people. That we think they're us, but they're not us. You understand? And that's, we're destroyed at that end. So she got elected in clearly on her saying, I'm a woman of color. That's the fake out. That's another piece of propaganda too. When people use that term, you have to question, I'm a woman of color, or I'm a man of color. That could be anybody. They don't say I'm black, or I'm a Negro, or I'm African American. They say I'm a person of color. That's the giddy up. You understand what I'm saying? And we have to be mindful of the propaganda that people use to influence us. We get easily influenced by, oh, I'm a person of color. And now you got a Kamala Harris. She comes out in a business suit and some sneakers. Oh, she black. That broad ain't black. You understand? But she played on women and said, I'm a woman of color. You understand? In that debate with her and Biden, she asked Biden about how he felt back in the 70s when he was hating black people, you know, and because I felt some kind of way because I was a woman of color. And then that tugged at the hearts of our sisters. She made our sisters believe she was one of them when she wasn't. It's the same thing when Obama came in, a man of color. And we all thought he was one of us. No, he not, because we not African. You understand? But he didn't fall away from his roots. You understand? But he made sure he put black men down. You understand? He didn't put no African men down. He put black men down. You understand? We got to watch who we listen to and who we receive propaganda from. You understand? It says they are like the deaf adder that stoppeth her ears. No one can hear that. You understand? Nobody, no oppressor can hear our plight. You understand? They're not gonna feel what we feel. You understand? This is the reason why we can't love them like we love our own. We can't give them. Listen, when you love your oppressor above and beyond all, you can't love your own people because you've given all your love away to the oppressor. You understand? Exactly. That's the word I was looking for. You consolidate that love. You understand? You only got one bag. You understand? You only got one form. You understand? All of that. You know the propaganda I hate? Now, I don't want to veer too far, but you ever heard somebody say, I love you, but I'm not in love with you? That's bull crap. Never believe that. That's bull. You either love somebody or you don't. You understand? If somebody can walk away from you, they don't love you. You understand? It ain't none of that. I love you, but I gotta walk away. This is bull. That's something so I can get out the door so you don't hit me or not. You know what I mean? I done it before. I love you, but I gotta walk away. You know? Stop believing. You know what I mean? Propaganda is a beast. You know what I mean? Propaganda is a real beast. You know? Let me, I'm gonna grab. Let's grab first Maccabees, chapter 1. You got Apocrypha? Yeah. All right. We're gonna grab that First Maccabees chapter 1. And we're gonna start at verse 7. First Maccabees chapter 1, verse 7. We're gonna start up the top. You understand? Propaganda's a hell of a drug. First Maccabees, chapter 1, and we're going to start at verse 7.
First Maccabees, chapter 1, verse 7. So Alexander reigned 12 years, and then died. Mm-hmm. And his servants bare rule every, excuse me, there ruled every one in his place.
Hey, listen, his servants, his Alexander's kingdom got broken up into 4 kingdoms. You understand? And every one of his servants bared in his, and I believe they was Alexander's generals that ruled after Alexander. You got that, sir?
9. And after his death,
Salaki, sir. If you want to go, I can finish it. Go ahead. Okay. Okay, go ahead.
9. And after his death, they all put crowns upon themselves. So did their sons. It's the hand of God. I got it. Give me 1 second. So, exactly.
Salaki, sir. Go ahead, let him, go ahead, he can finish that off.
Let me fix that.
No, you good. We all right. Hey, we going to do that First Maccabees chapter 1, and we're going to start at verse 7. We good. You all right. That's a little minor issue. That's all.
Want me to stand up here?
Nah, you good. You good. Let me know when you get there.
All right, I'm ready.
Go ahead.
So Alexander reigned 12 years and then died.
Go ahead.
And his servants bare rule everyone in his place.
Like we were saying before, Alexander's kingdom, once Alexander died, Alexander's kingdom broke into 4 parts. Alexander had 4 generals that took over a different part of each of the kingdoms, which was 4 kingdoms. Go ahead.
And after his death, they put crown upon themselves, so did their sons after them.
After his death, his generals put crowns on themselves. And each one of them, after they died, they put crowns on their sons. Their sons took over after them. Read that again for me.
Because after his death, they all put crowns upon themselves.
That's the generals. Go ahead.
So did their sons after them many years.
After them, after their sons, and after their sons, they put crowns on each other. Everybody reigned and it stayed in their families. Go ahead.
And evils were multiplied in the earth.
Every time another son took reign, evils multiplied. So it got eviler and eviler and eviler. Go ahead.
And there came out from them a wicked group.
Antichos,
Antichos,
surnamed
surnamed
Epiphanes.
Epiphanes, son of Antichos, the king who had been in hostage at Rome. He reigned in the 137 years.
137 years.
137 years of the kingdom of Greece.
That kingdom of Alexander broke off, and it was 4 Greek kingdoms: Ptolemies, Macedonians, Macedonians. It was let me see. Gotcha. Here we go. Ptolemaic kingdom. It was Seleucid kingdom, Pergamum, and the Macedonian kingdom. All of them was Greek. All of them was Greek kingdoms anyway. Anyway, go ahead.
Well, we had chapter 11.
Yeah, chapter 11.
Verse 11.
Verse, yeah.
In those days went there out of Israel wicked men.
Say that again.
In those days went out of Israel wicked men.
In those days went there out of Israel wicked men. Us being under that Greek rulership, our people became wicked too. Our leaders became wicked. It says, in those days went there out of Israel, meaning the leaders in Israel became wicked as those Greek leaders. You understand what I'm saying? The people that were reigning over top of them. Go ahead.
Who persuaded many, saying, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen.
Let's slow that down, right? Read that again.
Who persuaded many, saying,
Hold right there. It says, who persuaded many. You understand? Because we were ruled over by wicked leaders, because our leaders were ruled over by wicked leaders, our leaders persuaded many. persuaded many of Israel, go ahead, saying,
So we had a cancer.
11.
In those days when they're out of Israel, wicked men persuaded many, saying,
Take your time.
let us go and make a covenant with the heathen.
Say that again.
Let us go and make a covenant with the heathen.
And that's what we do today. You say, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen. You understand? When we sit and we go and vote, we're making a covenant with the heathen. When we allow other nations into our neighborhoods and we let them profit off of us, we are making a covenant with them heathens. When we allow the Asians to come into our neighborhood and sell soul food to our people and don't buy it from our own, we're making covenants with the heathen. Everything that we do and we allow other nations to come in and benefit off of us, we make covenants. That's making a covenant with the heathen. Go ahead. That are round about us, that are in our neighborhood. Think about all the nations that are in our neighborhood today. I mean, think about it. You understand? We got the Asians, we got the Arabs, we got the East Indians, you got the Africans, you got, who's that, who else we got? The Greeks. If you live in a particular neighborhood, like on this side of town, they got Greek town right over here, right up off of Eastern Avenue. I'm pointing the wrong way. Eastern Avenue, down there is Greek town. As soon as you go under that bridge, all of that is Greek town right there. A lot of people don't know it. When you see all of those little Greek restaurants right there, you understand? We got everybody in our neighborhoods benefiting off of us. We making covenants with these other nations. You understand? Go ahead.
For since we departed from them, we have had much sorrow.
Listen, we feel like we can't live without these other nations. We feel like just like I said before, what did we say before? We feel like we can't survive without being under the foot of these other nations. Because that's where we are. We have never been over any other nation of people that have come into our neighborhoods. We have never been. I mean, think about it. When have we had rulership over any nation that has come into our neighborhood? They dictate what we buy. They dictate how much we pay. They dictate whether we buy or not. They come and open their stores when they're ready because they know we are in need. They know we don't own our own stores. They know that we need them. You understand? They know that we need them. You understand? You can drop that, right? I want to grab, this is going to be my last one right here. I want to do this, right? I always like to pull this because it gives us a real culture shock as a nation of people. We go into, it's about propaganda. What's the law that women are fighting for today? Roe versus Wade. What is that about? Right. Huh? So how do they pose it? How do they pose it to make women go for it?
I was thinking about it. They term it, the term they use is women's health care.
And what else do they tie on to the end of that? Right to choose. You see, listen, if you tell a woman, you got to obey me, that means she doesn't have a right to choose. Right? If you say to a woman, I'm your head, I'm over you, she feels as though she doesn't have a right to choose. See, listen, our oppressor, subtle, cunning, and he uses his words to his advantage because, for one thing, he knows that a woman is emotional. And if she hears trigger words, a woman goes off. What did you say? You need to obey. If you tell a woman to obey, what's the first thing she say?
You not my father.
Or, I ain't no dog.
Or I'm grown.
I'm grown. See, these are trigger words that our oppressor uses. So he says, I'm going to give you your right to choose. If I connect your right to choose with abortion, a woman's going to say, I want my right to choose. And she's going to choose abortion. This is the reason why we're sitting on 350,000 babies being aborted every year. And the numbers have a chance to go up. You understand what I'm saying? So now I wanna read something. This is something I read all the time, Kat, but I need for people to hear this, right? This is gonna be my last one right here. We're gonna end right here. But if you got something to say, Kat, let me know after I finish. All right, listen to this, right? This is a book, Medical Apartheid, right? Medical Apartheid. This is page 196. And you really need to hear this, right? This is about Margaret Sanger. Margaret Sanger was the pioneer of the eugenics program, which is now known as, Salakia, sir, known as Planned Parenthood, right? I want you to hear. Now I'm gonna show you how evil they are as a people, but how destroyed we are as a people, right? Listen to this. It says, as she began researching birth patterns in Harlem, where 224,760 of New York City's 330,000 African Americans live, Sanger entitled the June 1932 Birth Control Review, the Negro Number, right? And she recruited black leaders to contribute articles in support of the eugenics cause. You understand? The National Association for Advancement of Colored People founder, W.E.B. Du Bois, listen, wrote, it says W.E.B. Du Bois wrote, and Sanger often quoted. She often quoted this quote from W.E.B. Du Bois. The mass of ignorant Negroes still breed carelessly and disastrously, so that the increase among Negroes, even more than the increase among whites, is from the portion of the population least intelligent and fit and least able to rear their children properly. We so destroyed that we'll take on the cause of the oppressor to being good with the oppressor. You understand? We destroyed as a people. We look at, think about this, right? W.E.B. Du Bois was a person that I wrote reports on in school when I was young in elementary school. You understand what I'm saying? And we get so elated that we got black faces in high places. Go ahead, sir.
Growing up, we don't know that we looking at the traitors.
Right.
I remember me specifically, my father always pushed the doctor's, what was the doctor's name?
Ben Carson.
Because he would always push his book and I was like, and then I go, oh, this Negro is a coon.
Right.
We pushed, even not only about our own people, but it's because of Christianity.
Right.
Just to add, I don't want to take away from you. I know you're going in.
Right. Well, that was it right there. That was me.
We always have been pushed a leadership that's going to push us towards a further destruction.
Right. that was heavy right there. And the thing is, too, right? This is the last thing I'm gonna say right here, Cap. The most powerful thing in the world that I've heard, and I heard Commanding General Yohana say it, right? He said every time they build a statue of one of us, it's always a salute to that person furthering the cause of our oppressor. You understand? And I'm paraphrasing what he said, but basically he said whenever we get a statue in our honor, it's because we furthered the cause of our oppressor. And with that, we're the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yohana. We've been bringing this truth since 1969. And what is that truth? That truth is that the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and natives are the descendants of the greatest people to ever walk the face of this earth, and the Bible identifies us as the true biblical Jews of the Bible. With that, I turn the class over to Captain Saparia.
Bear with me one time, class. We're gonna get these security announcements, and then we're gonna go to sleep, blink 3 times, and go to work. I don't want you to forget this. You gotta come back up here anyway. Okay, all right. Security announcements. Oh, they ain't changed this, right?
No, it's some pages.
In the back, okay. The ones that's laminated, right? Okay, here we go, all right. Security announcements. And just to add to what I'm done with, before I get to the security announcements, sometimes, listen, I'm gonna get mine a little bit, it's a lot. But no, initially, don't get fooled. Don't be so easily bamboozled. You understand? Don't be so easily bamboozled. You understand? We're gonna have to dissect. It nudged a little bit, but that's fine. We're gonna have to dissect and really look past that propaganda. You understand? We can't be tricked any longer. You understand?
Right.
We gotta look at it for what it is, rather than what's being presented. We've been presented Islam. We've been presented Christianity. We've been presented 5%, the Moorish Science Temple. All these denominations, all these philosophies and doctrines, but nobody has an actual solution, an actual blueprint for black people. Like the Christian church, they got the Bible in their hand, but they don't follow the blueprint. You understand? This is the key. This is the key to actual liberation. Not a liberation that makes us feel good and makes us feel like we've done something like a protest or what have you, but actual liberation. But that liberation requires your dedication to being perfect. It requires your dedication in following the Lord. You understand?
Right.
All right. With that, security announcements via the ISUPK out 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander Giuliana. New rules for brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to show themselves of the world. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother or sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother or sister will get permission from the head to marry. Ties, which is a commandment. You can find this in Numbers 18 and 21 and Malachi 3, 8 through 10. Means 10th in Hebrew, and it's pronounced ma'ashra. 10% of every penny of any increase the Most High gives you, give to the Treasury Department or teacher. Priest fund, a free will offering for priests, not mandatory whatsoever amount you would like to give. Up and coming Holy Convocation, we got the Feast of First Fruits coming up very soon. Feast of First Fruits should be, I think it's in June. Monday, June 17th, so make sure you're in attendance for that. The building going to be flooded with drinks and families and food and a good time and music, all right?
Leviticus, the 23rd chapter, 10 and 22.
Damn right. You just missed the closing of a Feast of Unleavened Bread. You just missed it, but it's fine. I mean,
We had a ball. We had a ball in here, man, all right? Okay, so Rahman Akim and the Passover just passed also. Rahman Akim and Aqua have to check on social media such as ISUPK.com, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and so on for ISUPK events, materials. If a brother wants to be a trooper in the school, then he needs to start wearing all black, which includes black boots, shirts, pants, headband, or war scarf. And with that, we're going to give one courtesy salute to the teacher, men of Israel, which means stand in Hebrew, Imadium, which means stand in Hebrew, Amayim Shabbat, which is at rest, Imayim, which is back at attention, Barak, which is your hand on your fist, Yahweh Shem Yahushua Brakatah, Yahweh Shem Yahushua Brakatah, Yahweh Class dismissed.